What is going on? I'm ZMOT, and we are going to do some more Warships goodness. I wanted to show you one little mini hack, for lack of a better way to describe it. A lot of you already know this, but before we jump in, the Proto Troop Workshop, if you notice here, we can't add any more Dr. Vitamins because our storages are full. We can look at our storage and see right there we got 18 out of 18. If you come over here and load them up, and just, it's a lot of clicks. I don't think it's worth it, but some of you have said it's helpful. If you want to add something like some extra Dr. Vitamins to your coffers, load them up in your landing crafts. Then you can come back here to this Proto Troop Workshop, add a couple more. And now if you come back to your landing crafts and change them up a little bit and throw some laser rangers in there, and all of a sudden we have put our storages over, and so when that next mega crab or operation attack or whatever it is comes around, your storages are at 21 out of 18. And obviously you could get all the way up to 26 out of 18 depending on the troop, but helpful, I think, a tiny bit, and I just wanted to throw that out there. And so if little details like that are helpful, please consider throwing code ZMOT in that shop. And our primary account has gotten into rank 19, and we got there with a bunch of wins after a bunch of losses, and some really good players are clearing my base in 3 minutes, and some quite good players are clear, like Seek and Destroy, 2:56. That's a great time. I think the fastest has been like 3 minutes too. So don't think that shock launchers are gonna be the be-all, end-all. But for me, defense seems to be working fairly well. I do not have the Mega Scorchers. 4 Mega Scorchers with 4 Grenadiers seems to be one of the metas. And of course the other one being Warriors with potentially Kavan and potentially Dr. Vitamin there. I've seen a lot of that. I know a lot of you are using it, but I have been writing my own story for this season so far. I don't think anyone else I've seen is just using Grens and turrets, but it's working all right for me. And my time's 139, I think like 220 or something, 135 fizzle, 216, they fizzled. So doing decently, but not amazingly, and that is a beast player right there. That Squiggles ghost person is always up the top there. Same thing with Jess and Dyson Lin. Dyson Lin is always like Mr. Tank player. Jess is a beast, but picking up some wins, and I'll show you some hits here. So 2 minutes 16. I showed you most of these hits yesterday, and I've seen a bunch of people, and shout out to oh man, brain fried, pausing, thinking, Zendo, who learned my hit from my video yesterday and then used it against me to beat me. So not ideal, and I was hoping that all of these drones were gonna go clear those mines, and that's exactly what they did. And then bunch of Grens going left, bunch of Grens going right, and then just clearing all of the things. Probably overusing drones, but this was before I had the extra troop health, so had to be a little bit careful. And then, again, using those turrets to keep my troops alive on that left-hand side. Got enough troops on that right-hand side that we don't have to worry too much. And then it's just a decent split. And it's all about keeping troops alive. And anytime I run into someone who doesn't have bunkers, it's a success. And then, again, that same corner trick I showed you yesterday, trying to get our turrets shooting useful things. And Grens just chucking. I know that a lot of you don't like Grens. I love how much they miss, except for when we're down to just an engine room like this and we're just watching them miss and miss and miss. Oh, one more thing. A bunch of you have said that when you put stunners, these guys right here, into the bunkers, they don't throw. There was a workaround suggested by someone that once you put stunners into your bunkers, you have to leave the game and then come back. Otherwise, stunners won't throw at your opponents. So if you're considering putting stunners in the bunkers, do know that you have to do some weird and wonky things to get them to throw. I've also seen from Mr. Luke that if you put rifles in the bunker, they don't pop out under some circumstances. So if you have got rifles in your bunkers and you've seen that, please do let me know. I always make sure to throw those bugs towards all of the peoples. The people's being the devs, that is. And again, this one looks scary. They've got hotpots, they've got bunkers, and with turrets, you don't have to be all that terribly worried. Also, because they've got some stuff close to that left-hand edge, we can just ignore that left-hand side altogether. And this is where trying to put my turrets in a spot where the cannons won't shoot them and where the bunkers will shoot them. So just having those turrets out front to distract all the defenses, those bunkers become completely useless. And on the plus side, I know a lot of you have showed videos where your Grens are just chucking at other Grens and missing completely. It's basically impossible for Grens to kill another Gren, but with those turrets out front, the turrets will actually shoot the Gren in the face. If you watch right here, boom goes the Gren. And we are just throwing all of our GBE on that back engine room, knowing that our troops are going to throw at the flamethrower and the sniper and possibly even the engine room. And then knowing that that hotpot just wants to fry all of our grenadiers. Like every single one of them wants to get their face burned off. So we're going to run away from it. And that way our Grens are hopefully going to chuck across that gap. I love Warships as far as the gaps. I love it when our troops start chucking over those gaps. And again, using that turret to try to keep that sniper from killing all our troops. Also using that turret to try to shoot the engine room. And then explosive drones and bacon strips and bacon strips. Anyone remember that? Was that... Oh man. That was a long time ago. That was like one of the first times I got really interested in YouTube, just because they were catchy for a minute or two. So yeah, and one of the reason why I pushed to 19 is that I get critter launchers next. And if you look at some bases, such as, I think we can look at both leaderboards. Up the top here, Mojo 17, absolutely crushing it lately. Where did you go, Mojo? 8 people in Diamond enjoying it on risk, so well done, beastly players. But this base, absolutely scary. He did have the Doom Cannon, which I won't be able to get. Lots of mines, lots of flamethrowers, lots of machine guns, lots of critter launchers and shock launchers, and then back here, single shot defenses, just crushing some people. So that is my goal next, is to copy that base, and need to get hopefully 2 battles done. Probably going to follow to 19. I gotta say, my rise into rank 18 took some lucky matches. My rise into 19 also took some lucky matches. So if you're struggling at all, do know that you are not alone. And I think we're going to send 2 of you over here, because they can just chuck onto all of that stuff. And then we're going to get all of you guys going in this general direction. Using that flare, our troops are going to split and should be able to get a decent value out of this. Even if I have to flare over into like where that ST thing is, we should still be able to chuck over the gap. So I'm not super worried about where our troops go. Little bit worried, I have to admit, though. So we're just going to see how our troops end up splitting and where they end up going. And if we have to flare, which we don't, we should be in good shape. So again, turrets out to distract those Grens and shoot those Grens in the face. And I have never scouted. Like this entire season, I have not scouted bunkers a single time, I don't think. Because every single time, I just assume that they have Grenadiers in them, which is maybe silly, but that's just how I've been working this entire season. So we got lots of Grens, we got lots of guys chucking, we got explosive drones, and should be able to pull off a halfway decent time by getting our troops to split and getting all of our bunkers to shoot at the wrong things and Grens. And I don't know, I like Grens in this sort of attack. We got lots of misses, we got lots of artillery, we got turrets, and I saw someone say, like, Supercell has done great to get all of the bad abilities to work well together. Like, when have you used turrets except for, like, attacking Manticore? And when have you used explosive drones except for when they had that ability to use the shield with them? And El Guapo is doing the long run back. And look how far back those vitamin dudes get. Like, they get quite far behind. And so now we just need our shock launchers to do a little bit, and they're not going to do anything for us, I don't think. Oh, look at that. We got... shock launcher did not fire at the right thing. You see that? It actually shot over the warriors, hit the turret, and I think we're about to... Yeah, we lost. You can already tell because Guapo went up into 19. I kind of don't mind. I hope that that's Guapo's first foray into rank 19. I like to check sometimes. Am I on the leaderboard? Holy crow. Yes, we are. El Guapino. Where did you go? It doesn't matter. But I wish you could see when it was someone's first time into 19. I'm guessing they're down below us. Right there. Profile. 2 out of... Nope. They've been up into 20. So I get no credit for that whatsoever. But... and I played Chicken yesterday. Bok. Good game, Mr. Chicken. We will keep on moving forwards. And by the way, I know that I try to give positive to people and say, like for example, beating Jess there. Like, I don't like to give results on Telegram or Discord or YouTube. I'll say good game to people, but I hate putting the results because it doesn't matter really. You're at this different tech levels, you're at different parts in your pushes, and yesterday anyways, so we're gonna keep moving forwards. I'm gonna get critter launchers, so that's gonna be a huge improvement, I do think, and we don't need to go left at all. We're gonna be able to chuck over that shock launcher. Will be a bit of a pain, but it shouldn't be a big problem. So we're just going to go like this. And what I like to do, I like to throw a turret here. Because what that's going to do is it's going to make sure that our troops, it's going to get rid of both those sniper towers. And then we don't have to worry about coming back. And that is going to be a big advantage in my mind. And we're going to throw our 2 turrets out wide. That's going to distract both of those little bunkers. And it's going to make sure that they're not going to throw over top of those turrets and kill our troops is one of my primary goals. And notice that thing is taking out the sniper towers. All of our troops are shooting over all of the things. That shock launcher has done nothing. Those Grens have done nothing. And now we are absolutely crushing this base. And our biggest issue here is getting rid of this back engine room because it's always a giant pain in my butt. And now that we've gotten rid of that cannon, we should be able to throw a turret in that back section right about there, just to try to distract that shock launcher a little teeny tiny bit. And now we just need all of our troops to chuck over and kill that shock launcher before it turns towards us. I think we're going to do a decent job, but it all comes down to timing in a big way. Notice that our troops are chucking in the right place. That shock launcher is dead, and now we just need to get a little bit of luck here. Come on, Grens. There we go. 226, all from that right-hand side. That Starbird 2, I think that is. And we got 18 stars, which is a great start to the day. So if you're going left and right, splits can be a bit of a pain in the butt. I did show you a decent split attack there, but going all right seems to work better for me. So hopefully that attack strategy works well for you. We are going to get that 3rd critter launcher. Notice that I still have not upgraded those explosive drones to full because then I wouldn't have been able to get the troop health or our critter launchers to tick 4. Anyways, that is it. That is all. That is our Thursday. Tomorrow is Halloween, so I don't know about you guys, but I will be putting a giant bowl of candy on my front porch and watching the Blue Jays hopefully clinch the World Series. Holy crow, it has been quite a ride. I don't know if I classify as a bandwagon fan. I probably watched a quarter of their games this year. I love to have a game on in the background. I don't typically sit and watch the whole game. It's just kind of like golf where you have like background noise going. Anyways, that is my Warship. That is your little sneaky trick for the Proto Troop Workshop. Also, do make sure you squish those ghosts that are on your main island, because every time you squish one, a puppy is reincarnated or something. Didn't really think that one through. I do note that you do have your villagers wearing all of the outfits. You got ghosts all over, and they are difficult to squish, but it's somewhat satisfying. Kind of like when you can tap those crabs that do pop up on your beach. Oh, by the way, Squad Busters is dead, I think is the final word. Whew, had to make sure that was public knowledge. So yes, Squad Busters is dead. So RIP Squad Busters. Not a huge surprise to all of you, but some of you definitely did enjoy it. I haven't played it in a long time, but Code ZMOT does work in all of the sources. It's not just Boom Beach. You can throw it in here somewhere. I don't even know where to put it in this one, but do consider throwing Code ZMOT in your other games. More importantly, hit me up in the comments. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in.
Peace.